Hi, everybody. Welcome to AGT's third interview session. So, as you guys know, I always ask about questions for our participants on how they've been adjusting to working out at home. And then every interview, there's kind of more of a specific focus. So, the last interview focused a lot more on mental health. And this one is going to be focused on how our sports coaches are adjusting. So, for other sports, we have somebody doing basketball, football, and boxing. So, I will bring our first guest on. See if I remember how to do this. There we go. I think I got it. Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I can't complain.
How's your day going?
Pretty good so far. Working hard as always.
That's good. Glad to hear that. So before we begin with questions, why don't you introduce yourself?
So my name's Lavar. I'm CEO of Fair No One Apparel and a basketball coach. I coach a lot of basketball. I've been coaching basketball for roughly about 16 to 18 years. Played my whole life. Coached at New Rochelle High School, College of New Rochelle. I currently do a lot of individual training with a lot of college players, pro players, all of the above, of all ages.
Yeah. Well, Lavar's being pretty humble right now, but he's definitely one of the best basketball coaches, if not the best, that I know at least. Um, he's very involved with a lot of things. You also do basketball coaching as well as managing pretty much every task you could possibly think of at the New Rochelle YMCA.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're doing stuff there. You're doing your basketball coaching there, and independently, you also still play sports. You still play basketball. And then I believe that also had something to do with how your company got founded, correct?
Well, yeah, our company started as a bunch of guys that were playing semi-pro, playing with a bunch of NBA players and stuff. And we kind of wanted to segue out and do our own thing. We didn't have a team name, so we decided to call ourselves Fear No One because we didn't care who we played. And it just kind of went from there. It grew from just an idea to a saying to a way of life. And now we just live it. Fear No One.
I like it. Awesome. And you focus mostly with all ages, you say, correct? There's no
All
specific.
ages. I don't really have a specific age. I start as young as 3. And I work all the way up to adults. So I work with beginners all the way to pros.
Nice. Awesome. So we will get started with the questions then. How has your workout routine changed since the gyms and fitness facilities have closed?
So since the gyms and facilities have closed, my routine has been more calisthenic based. Basketball's a little different because you don't really need a gym to be a basketball player. Like you can do a lot of stuff at home. You can do stuff in your front yard. You can practice shooting sitting in your house just doing form stuff. So it's more hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. So like me personally, my workouts have been more push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups,
Right.
stuff of that nature. And then working on my game wise has been a little more running, jumping rope. I still do ball handling outside. I still do shooting without a rim. So it's changed, but I'm adapting to it.
That's good. So I guess a large part of that has been inside, and then when you can go outside, you'll do your outside workouts.
Yes. Yep.
Nice. Do you miss the gym, or are you kind of enjoying the home stuff?
Oh, I miss the gym. Like there's nothing like a gym. Like just more than just the workout, the feel of the gym and just the interaction with other people.
Yeah.
That's what makes sports important is that you get that little piece. Like I always encourage every kid and every person to at least play sports. If not to like, you're not trying to be a pro, but it's just to get the other things that you get from sports, teamwork, adversity, how to get over adversity, all the little things like that that you get from sports that people don't really talk about. Like it's not about just also staying in shape, it's the mental aspect.
Right. So it's a lot of self-starting for you right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I bet a lot of people can relate to that it can be a challenge. Sometimes it's like a chore to have to get yourself motivated and going when you're constantly working out by yourself and maybe not in the most ideal spacing or not doing the types of workouts you necessarily like to enjoy. So you have to accommodate and adjust. And it's probably a challenge.
I think that's the hardest part probably is just the keeping the routine.
Yeah.
Because it's different when you're going to the gym and you see your friend every Tuesday and Wednesday or whatever days you go. So you know I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna see my friend. We're gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna also work out, but that social aspect's gonna make me say, "Let me go to the gym today, because at least I'll see Adam in the gym, and he's gonna have a good joke to say, and we'll be fine." So missing that part is like it's hard to do the same thing over and over again. And then the limit, because you have a limit on how much stuff you can really do at home. So
Yeah.
also just getting over that mental hump of, all right, I did push-ups every day. I did sit-ups every day. I
Does
just
get
won't do it this day. Like, so just staying motivated is the hardest part probably.
yeah. And then I guess getting creative because like how many I mean, I guess push-ups get boring after a while. I was like, okay, I can only do this so many times.
There's only so many ways you can do push-ups,
Yeah.
burpees, and sit-ups. Like, there's a range on it. So,
Yep.
but it's just about staying. I mean, the hardest part for an athlete right now, like in any sport, you don't have a competition. So
Hmm.
it's almost like, why am I working out so hard? Because when's the next time I'm going to play? I don't know. So I know especially for kids, that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, because they don't have like an actual like goal they can visualize and set. Like, okay, I know I'm doing it for this, but then they're like, okay, well, if I don't play, why am I doing it? And they don't really understand yet because they're still learning at that stage. So I guess it's probably more challenging for the kids to do it.
Yes. Yep. Definitely. Definitely. That's the thing. So, like for my company, Fear No One, we got a saying, pressure creates diamonds.
Hmm.
And that's something I tell my kids a lot these days. Like, I do a lot of Zoom workouts with them and stuff like that. And I always tell them, pressure creates diamonds. There's a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah.
You can't really see it right now, but right now is the haves versus the have-nots. The people that have that will to get better are going to be way better than the people that don't have it when we come out of this.
Yeah.
Like, some people are going to be really, really out of shape, put on about 15 pounds. Other people are going to be in really, really good shape
Yeah.
because they're going to push themselves and say, I have to do this because there's somebody else that's quarantined. They have nothing else to do. They're not watching TV. There's nothing else to watch on Netflix.
Right.
All I have to do is work out and get ready for when I go back. So is
It's
what
true.
I tell my kids a lot.
Some people do work better under pressure, so it makes sense.
Some of your greatest athletes, like you think about anybody that's your favorite athlete, intense amounts of pressure is what made them be great. Michael Jordan in his greatest moments was the most high pressured moments.
Yeah.
Even LeBron James, that was what he had to do, is get over the hump of the cracking under pressure. And pressure made him that superstar that we see today. And
Yeah.
that's the same thing in almost every sport. Like, you pick an athlete, that pressure is what created them to be that gem that we see today. So
Yeah.
pressure creates diamonds is big. I think it's one of the best things you can probably tell your kids. Anybody that trains kids, you trying to have them to get over a hump or they kind of hit a wall all the time, you gotta let them know, hey, that's okay. You got to hit that wall and go through it.
Yeah. It's a very simple saying, but it holds a lot of weight.
Holds a lot of weight.
So, next question. What adjustments have you had to make for your coaching? Like with your kids, with your adults, any of that, since all the gyms are closed?
So coaching, I've been doing more the mental aspect. Um, More than just the physical, is just kind of keeping people mentally healthy, mentally aware. Mental health is a big thing. There's a time where people kind of get depressed and get down, unmotivated. So more stuff like that. I do a lot of motivating. I always have a quote, like for my kids, I have a quote every session. I have a saying every session to give them like a different one all the time. Since it's a lot of Zoom workouts, I do like a motivational video. I'll share my screen, show them a video of somebody talking about something motivating. I'll
Okay.
show them a story about somebody. So more than just a workout, we have the mental aspect where we sit down for like 10 minutes and talk about sports and talk about, just because that's the part that's missing, is that conversation that you have usually with your teammates or people in your classes,
Right.
and just getting to laugh with each other. And I see the difference with them, like just seeing another kid, like, because they're used to not seeing anybody right now. So that little aspect of seeing like 12 other kids, 10 other kids, all doing the same thing you're doing is motivating. And it makes you like do it on your own now. So that's when more the adjustment is less physical, more mental.
Nice. So most of your stuff has been on Zoom, and you'll, I guess, do some fitness training with them, and then do your mental session.
Right.
And it seems pretty effective, I guess.
As effective as it can be. I mean, it's tough. It's hard for kids. They've been like during the school year, it was tough because they're on the Zoom the whole day for school. and then to
Yeah.
ask them to be on the Zoom with you for a workout, like their attention span drifts. But I think like they really want to do it, then they do it. If they don't really want to do it as much, it's more of a give and take. You can't really, it's not like be a drill sergeant anymore. It's like I gotta be understanding to the situation.
Right. That makes sense. Do you, I guess, do you expect to continue to do that for the rest of the year, or what are your predictions for actually like getting back and practicing with them?
Well, so far I've been doing like mini workouts when we're doing like one-on-ones, small group training stuff. So I've already started doing that. I want to say that's going to start to pick up more with the small groups. I don't think it'll go anywhere like full games yet, but right now I've been doing groups of a max of 5 and kind of have them spaced out so they're not like right on top of each other and we're still getting a lot of work in. So I'll keep building from that. Just doing the small group stuff. Hopefully things get a lot better and eventually we can play again.
Yeah.
Hopefully gyms open back up. They keep pushing that back. So
Yeah.
once that happens, then it's hard for like athletes if you don't have a gym. Even
Yeah.
for us, like basketball players, we don't have rims on parks, so they took all the rims down.
Right.
So you can imagine that's like so depressing to go by a park and you look and you're like, the rim.
Yep. And so you can really only adjust so much. I mean, and I guess it's nice because it is nice outside and we're in summertime, so you can do some sort of outdoor workouts. But once fall and winter hit, it's going to be a little bit harder if we're in the same position we're in now.
Yes, hopefully by winter time everything's like back to as normal can be, our new normal, where
Yeah.
we at least can go to some kind of a gym facility. But to not have a gym in the winter is going to be really tough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's going to be very interesting to see
I've
what happens.
already started thinking out like workouts just in case and kind of like for myself, like not even just for my kids, but just for my own mental like
Yeah.
understanding of it. Because when it's cold, I don't want to do anything. So
The body tells you no. You're like, no, go inside. Stop. Yeah. Start mentally preparing a few months ahead of time so you're ready.
no, yeah, I'm already locked in. I got a couple workouts written down. I saw some stuff I've been studying that I want to try out just in case the winter hits and I don't have a gym. So I got some things in the holster I'm not even gonna do yet. They're just written down in the book, waiting on me. The just in case book.
That makes sense. Sounds like a good plan. Do you have any advice for the viewers?
Just keep working hard. No matter what sport you're doing, there's workouts you can do at home. And now it's better outside. You can go outside in front of your house in a parking lot. You can find a park that no one else is in. Do your cardio, do your stretching, work on your craft. Somebody else is. So if you're not, understand that somebody else is getting better than you every single day.
Yep. You have to be number one. Well, awesome. Um, if you want the people to be able to reach out to you for training or for your company, let them know how to reach you. I will put your Instagrams when I post the video so that way people can at least click on that and go to you. But if you have any other specific way of people contacting you, then let them know. You can either
Yep.
them or type it in the comment section, whatever's easier.
So they can follow me on fearno1apparel.com. Fear No One Apparel, sorry, on Instagram. Or they can check out our web store. We got a pretty nice internet store with a lot of motivational stuff. Shopfn1.com and pretty much go from there. Anybody has any questions about working out, I can help them out with that too. We do a lot of charity work. We do breast cancer stuff. We do
Yep.
code drives. We do food drives. Anybody interested in helping out with stuff like that or any causes that they need help with, we always tag team with people and help out. So
Yeah.
Fear No One Apparel on Instagram, shopfn1.com.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for joining. You did great.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
How do I do this? I don't know how to get rid of people. Okay, thank you. I'm still figuring out how to get rid of people. All right, bringing on our next guest. Okay. Hello, Miss Billy. How are you?
Peace, Queen. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I mean, I've seen better days, but got to keep that good energy.
Yeah, always. I see you in the car. You're not driving, are you?
I am actually, yeah. I'm
Well,
almost to my destination.
just just for the record, I do not condone the driving and on the phone at the same time. Please be safe. You're gonna. Hmm. Your thing froze. I think you're back. Nope.
What
Still
about now?
frozen. That's better.
Fresh. Okay.
Okay.
So what's going
So
on?
tell the people about yourself.
All right, guys. As you can see, my IG is Alpha Star. Some people call me a star. But my name is Blake Mayers. I'm a coach. I coach youth football and basketball. I'm also a personal trainer and a poet and a writer, among other things.
Nice. So what do you coach and what specific, like recreational or with school systems? What's your focus?
Right now I coach recreational for the community I live in. I grew up in, actually, in Peaceville. Right now, we were just ended the season for basketball not too long ago. I coached boys and girls, ages in the grade level of third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And it's a recreational basketball league that I played in when I was younger. And it really was it was an honor to do so, to give back to my community.
Oh,
And the kids appreciated it. Yeah, it's a really beautiful thing. Few of my friends that I grew up with and still close with, that we played together, we all coach. So it's really fulfilling. It's something I really take pride in, only because I feel like in today's day and age, you don't have a lot of people who are giving back to their community specifically, or just to the youth in general. And I
yeah.
feel like to really get the game started, to go where we want to go, we have to strengthen our youth, because that's where it starts.
Sounds like you and Lavar need to team up and plan an event.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'll get started with questions then.
Sure.
How have your workout routines changed since the gym closed?
I would say not drastically. And the reason why I would say not drastically, even though I am accustomed to using the gym, various gyms at that, my brother, who you know, but those who don't know, Kid Works.
Yep.
We are business owners of Alpha Fitness, and we work out of various gyms, but we also work in various environments. So we've ran boot camp classes, we do one-on-one training, group training, and to be in this environment in nature and allow us to be in the parks and be in nature and be in the woods and the trails and do what we love to do best, it's really refreshing in a way.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps you reinvent certain things and help other people to unlock certain elements within themselves. Because a lot of people, when you hear about working out and fitness, majority of people just associate it with just the gym. And when it comes to working out at home or working out outside, people don't really have that broad of knowledge in doing certain exercises that you can incorporate with just your body alone.
Yeah.
So it allowed us to reinvent our programs, make them more efficient and more intense, and bringing it back to the core basics and letting us understand what our body does, our limitations, those that we didn't have, those that we knew we had, and to further advance ourselves. So I like I said, it was really refreshing and really innovative.
Nice. So you're thriving right now with the gyms being closed, it sounds like.
Yeah, we actually had, well, but those who don't know out there, we put together our Quarantine Wars Challenge
Yes.
presented by Alpha Fitness. Yes, and actually today was the first day. Today was the kickoff.
I saw
And
some
we have,
that.
yes, we have currently we have 24 participants.
Awesome.
And yes, and for those who don't know, the best transformation out of the 4 weeks, first, second, and third place, there's a cash prize.
Mm-hmm.
So all you have to do is submit us your email, relinquish your time, your energy. It's a $50 program fee, and you can receive one of the best transformations you'll probably ever have in life. And we're not talking about just physical. Spiritually and mentally, you will gain a whole lot.
You got to be ready to work.
That's it. Work, discipline, and consistency. That's it.
Nice. I'm definitely going to have want to put your information in the post.
Great.
If anyone is interested in doing the fitness challenge, message Blake, and he'll be able to send you. That way, you guys can enter and hopefully get your game to win.
It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. It's a fun experience. You know, we're looking to empower individuals and letting them know that it's okay that you can fall off the horse. It's okay if you are misguided and you're lost. And just letting people know they're not the only ones out there who are going through what we call life. Life happens. It happens to everyone in different aspects. And we just want to show people that when life happens, how to respond.
Right. Like, you can either just let it happen, crumble, or you can accept that it's happening and then adjust.
That's it. Adaptability.
Nice. So yeah, working outside, it sounds like definitely take advantage and enjoy the nature and the workouts outdoors that you want. This last one, because once it gets cold, that's going to be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, you have to fight through some frostbitten days or some really cold ones.
There'll be some million
there.
Like adapt and get over the weather. It's fine.
Yes.
So then, for my next, what adjustments have you had to make with your sport?
You said what adjustments have I had to make to the sports?
Yeah, with coaching, since all the rec centers are closed.
For the sports, it was a really big adjustment with everything that's going on. Only because when COVID-19 hit, it was kind of towards the end of our season, and the kids that I was coaching basketball, we were on our way to a tournament, and we had our first game. And due to me just welcoming my daughter, my beautiful, gorgeous daughter, into this world, I didn't want to take that risk in going to the Westchester County Center and being around the other children there, the other parents, and that population.
Right.
And I had to withdraw from my position, and one of my friends ended up helping out, stepping up, and really taking the lead.
Oh,
and we didn't make it as far as we hoped, but it was everyone was affected because some of our children, their parents didn't want them to play in the league, so they were we were on the same page, and some parents allowed them to because everybody has their own beliefs. So it kind of really threw a wrench in our season. Yeah. But what we did was we told the kids, do not be discouraged, do not lose faith, and don't lose hope, because at the end of the day, all we have to do is practice, 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 and we'll be ready for next year. I tell my children that all the time. And one of the things I try to instill in them is the diligence to not allow any external force to come between what they really want. So they really were receptive to my message, and it helped. So they weren't discouraged. They understood what was at stake. And these are the children I were talking about. So it was really enlightening to see that. And I really loved it.
Aw, nice. Have you had any any contact with them throughout the summer? Like, are they doing any type of Zoom workouts with you, or is it more of like phone check-ins? What have you been doing?
Some of the children that I coach, a friend of mine from high school, he has he has a company. It's called Elevate Your Craft, EYC Training, and he works with a lot of primarily older kids going into middle school and high school, working on their footwork, their agility skills. And he was actually training some of my children while I had to take a back seat, and they were learning different stuff and different techniques from him. and some of his coaching staff. So it was a good feeling that I was able to actually not hinder them from training totally, and to, you know, have them train with another a friend of mine. So that was really good. I check in from them. I see them all the time as I'm in town. I speak to their parents. I ran into a couple of parents the other day, and they were telling that the kids, they really miss they miss basketball. They miss the season. They miss one thing they told me they don't miss is running a lot in practice. So
I feel like that's universal for a lot of friends. They hate running.
yeah, but you know, practice is where it begins. Practice and I tell this is one thing I tell all my athletes, all my student athletes. The way you practice is the way you play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how good you are. And that was one of the things I had to learn the hard way. And relying on my personal potential, my talent, and my abilities, not wanting to
Yep.
exert or give my all in practice some days. I could say it cost me some moments. And realizing that, I don't want to see it happen with my athletes. I don't want to see it happen with my kids. And, you know, I try to let them know that it's crucial. Like what we do here in practice, it's not just about sports. It's about discipline and structure in your life.
Yes.
It's about focus. It's about cooperation and teamwork and intelligence, not just for the game, but just for life.
Yep.
Because these principles that you're learning and you can put to use here in this game, I guarantee you they can take you far in life.
Yes. That's one of the big factors of getting kids involved in sports in general. It's not just like a physical activity for them, especially if it's competitive. It's like you learn a lot of life skills, and
Yes.
Kids who are involved in sports, especially if they stick with it, are just better, well-rounded adults in general. Like they know how to interact with all different types of people, and they like just adapt to school better, they adapt to work better, they adapt to life better. Like there's so many other skills like cognitive and social and emotional, all of that. It all comes all as a package.
It's very crucial, very essential. It's very essential.
Yeah. Do you I think I mix up the seasons, but do you have any ideas of what's going to happen with basketball and football when I guess fall starts to come? I know that like they kind of overlap in a sense.
Yeah, basketball starts off in the winter, and then football starts off in the fall, and then you go into basketball. You have the top level with the NBA. They're going to be in playing at Disney World down in Florida.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that takes care of that level, and even some of the players may not be able to play either because they either came down with the virus, or they just chose not to, just for the betterment of their families. Because when they go there, they're gonna have to bring their families with them, and they're gonna have to remain there and technically be quarantined.
Guys.
So as far as college, it's gonna be a little different, only because you have a lot more schools and you have a lot more interaction with everyday people because you have student athletes now.
Right.
So it's all going to depend on, at that level and down, how they proceed with the school. Are they going to do all virtual classes? Are they going to have half virtual, half in class? Are they going to split the class up so you have half the students one day or after? So it's really going to depend on the educational system and how they want to go forth with their curriculum and how they're going to see how things can turn out with the year. If they feel that things can be done efficiently and safely, moving forward, they may allow the kids to play the sports, even if they may go to half in class, half virtual, or how they do it. So I like in the town that I work for, they've opened up the baseball field, so you have some travel teams and some of the school teams that are beginning to practice.
Okay.
Not it's not a dense atmosphere, but some of the kids are out there, so they're making strides. I'm sorry.
I know what you meant. Do you think in fall, like let's assume the rec department opens for classes again and you can go inside to have sports, do you think you're going to want to go back?
I mean, I would certainly love to, only because I feel I have a moral obligation, and not to myself, but to the people who are around me,
Yeah.
who want to partake in these activities and want to advance their lives. So when I'm out there coaching, or I'm assisting, or I'm putting together clinics, or I'm training with my clients, yes, it's a passion that I have and it's fulfilling for me, but it's a bigger fulfillment and joy when I see what other people can get out of it.
Yes.
So I'm going to do everything in my power to be out there and be with those kids, especially the ones who are showing you that they want to be out there. Because a lot of these children who aren't out there, some of them may not be out there just due to their parents, and some of them may not be out there due to themselves, and they may not want to partake. But there are children out there who genuinely want to, and their parents may listen to them, and they
Right.
may, compromise. So if they're making that stride, I'm going to meet them there.
Right.
So we're going to see what
It's
happens. Yes.
when they especially when you see them working towards a goal and then they finally accomplish it, or if they've been struggling for a while and they finally it,
Yes.
like
Yes.
I
Those breakthrough moments. Yes.
Yep. Awesome. All good stuff.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for the viewers?
Uh, yes, I do. One thing I would say is to everyone who's viewing out there who feels passionate about anything in life, no matter how big or how small you may feel that it is, pursue it. Set aside time daily, weekly, monthly until you get to the regimen that you want and provide that energy. Put that energy into whatever brings you the most joy because that will give you the biggest return. And I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm not talking about success. I'm talking about pure, unadulterated joy.
I like
And I
it.
think that's one of the things that I feel that is kind of overlooked in today's society, and it's joy and happiness. And I feel that if we move towards those areas that are pulling us because of our affirmations, because of our thoughts, and because of everything that we say that we desire in our bodies and our souls and our minds, if we just give in and relinquish to that energy, we'll be better off.
I agree. And you're right. A lot of people, we forget to take care of that side. We don't always do things that make us happy because we get so caught up in life and the routines that we don't give time for ourselves. And what's the point
Yeah,
of going through the life if you're not going to be happy?
yeah. I'm getting ready to be 30, and I'm falling in love again with a lot of the passions that I put to the side because life happened.
Yeah.
But right now I'm overstanding that what I'm partaking in now was what I was missing all along.
Yeah. We learn these things later on, it seems.
Yeah, trial and error, trial and error.
Builds character. But if you want, you can either tell people or comment how they can reach out to you. I, of course, will tag you when I post the video. But if there's anything you want to let people know on how to reach you, feel free to share it.
Sure. If anybody out there wants to reach me, you can DM me at alpha_Asar on IG. My Facebook is Blake Asar Mayers. Or you can reach our fitness page if you need any type of spiritual, mental, or physical motivation, content, advice, tips, nutritional guidance. My brother and I, Hassan Kidworks, we are here for you. If you feel that you've exhausted all options, if you feel that the voices around you are not suiting you, if you feel that you're not getting the right nurturing or nourishment, physical, spiritual, or mentally, check out our page. Guarantee you will not be disappointed.
That's right. Awesome. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate you coming on. You did a great job.
Appreciate you for having me.
I will talk to you soon.
We'll see you out there in the pit.
Yep.
All right, Em.
Take care.
Later.
Okay, now I gotta figure out how to bring on the last person. I always seem to press the wrong button. Sorry, guys. Okay. I will learn this one day. It's hello again.
Hold on. Let me.
Whoa. You're frozen too.
It was coming in and out.
Yeah.
How's it going?
You're frozen.
Yeah. Hold on, hold on. Let me see if
I
I can
can
go
hear you.
outside. 1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Seems like it's
What
working.
about now?
Yeah. How are you?
Not bad. How's everything going?
Good, good. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
So my name is Ade. I work as a personal trainer. I specialize in sports performance and boxing. Um, but I train all kinds of athletes mostly. My Instagram is allbackhappyac.
You might want
Uh,
to.
sorry.
So you might want to type
What do you
that
say?
in. I'm going to
Oh, okay. Okay. I type it. I type it right now.
reach you either way. When I post the video, I'm gonna have your tag in it. But if there's any other way you want them
Okay.
to, yeah,
Like
nice.
that.
Yep.
Okay.
So you focus on boxing, and do you have
Yeah.
any age range that you like to focus on, or any specific like techniques that you work with?
Mostly I focus on the actual. Um, I break down fighting techniques. I do a lot of film study. Um, People that are just getting into the sport of boxing, I try to help them uh, see which style fits them the most, what any they need to make. Like I said, it's not just boxers. I also train people who are in the MMA, people who do like judo, but basically any combat sports. Um, if I can find a way, if I can understand how their sport works, I can definitely help them out.
Nice. And do you mostly work with adults or teens, or you don't have a preference?
Um, Mostly I work with people who are my age or a bit younger, so I'll say between the ages of 35 and like 20 when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to combat sports, and then athletes would be like any age.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then
And I also train people. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I also train people who are like work like white collar jobs, but they need time to like clear their heads. They need to lose weight, that kind of stuff. People who are former athletes like 20 years ago and they're trying to get back in the game as, maybe they're senior citizens now, they still play ball and they trying to get that, hand-eye coordination back and everything. I help them out with that too. So
Nice. So you adapt all your workouts to whatever the person's needs are.
yes, I do.
Awesome. Do you have a preference or like a favorite for which group you like to work with?
Um, my favorites are the former athletes because for some reason it's so much easier for them
Yeah.
to catch on to what I'm trying to show them. It's like I show them one day and it's like the muscle memory is like so fast. So
Yeah.
but at the same time, when I train somebody who hasn't done anything before and they make progress, it's also a very satisfying moment for me too. You
Yeah.
know.
Because then you can also hold them, and then you get to see their progress as they go.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Nice. So first question, how has your
O-
workout
Okay,
routine for you?
this thing is freezing again. Can you hear me?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If anybody's listening, are we both clear? Right now I see you okay, and I can hear you fine.
Okay. Is there like a delay?
No, you're good.
No. Okay. All right.
How has your workout routines changed since the gyms have closed for yourself?
So the thing is that most of my training is we really don't use machines or like weights or that kind of stuff. So it hasn't really changed much. The only thing that's changed is my willingness to actually train, so that I can kind of stay COVID free. And I have family members who are uh they have like weakened immune systems and whatnot.
Yep.
And I try to not risk not I try not to put them at risk by reducing my workload myself. So I took time off personal training for a couple of months. Just getting back to it now. A lot of people are willing to train though. That's one thing I've noticed. I feel like the lack of gyms has created hunger, a
Yeah.
certain hunger amongst the people. You have people that never even worked out, like all of a sudden want to work out now. Um,
Sitting around does that to you.
but, sorry.
Sitting around does that to you.
Yes, it does. It does. If you're sitting at home and it's 90 degrees outside, like, you know, you're gonna be, and then of course everyone kind of got a lot of people getting unemployment, a lot of people getting the stimulus checks, so they have money saved so that, oh, I don't have money to do this thing. You have all the time in the world now because you don't have to be at work tomorrow. But
Yeah.
at least now you got the money. So
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are if they're not just kind of sitting around, then they're finding time to do things they would have liked if they didn't have time before, or
it's a mosquito. It's all right. I'm good.
it's okay. Yeah, I think it goes both ways, but I think there are a lot of people who are getting anxious from sitting home so much, and they are finding time to do things they didn't have time for before. So now they're addressing their physical health when I guess they weren't before.
Yep. So you have a lot of people. Like I said, they're more inclined to work out now because they have all the time in the world. But then there's also people that like athletes, and they need to get back to their sports as soon as this is over. So they kind of need to stay in shape. They kind of need to stay on point. You know, they can't really take too much time off training.
Yeah.
You know, so I train those as well.
Well, for you,
but like I said, I try to keep my sessions limited because I really don't want to. You know, I'm actually at my mother's house right now, and my younger brother has asthma, and I need to make sure that anytime I come here, I'm not risking, you know, his life. So,
careful.
So
then what have you been doing for yourself for working out? Since you would typically train in a ring or at a gym, I know that you said you don't really use weights or anything, but like, have you been working out at home? Go for a run outside? What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of runs. I've been doing a lot of sprints. I've been going to the track almost every day. I train almost all my clients now at the track. But very few clients live in like luxury buildings that have a gym for residents. And I make sure like it's a gym where they like sanitize it like really good. Like even while we're there, I have to see somebody wiping down something. And once I feel comfortable with the level of cleanliness that they have and the standard of cleanliness that they have in that place, and I'm good for it. Usually, there was one client I had like 2 weeks ago, and like nobody even showed up while we were training, and nobody was wiping down anything. So that was basically the last time I trained him.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yo, you got to come out to the field now, or you got to come to like, there's so many parks in the city you can come to. Just tell me when, and I'll meet you there.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, most of my training does not deal with weights or machines whatsoever. So it's not really a drastic change for me. I'm just outdoors more often, and it feels good jumping rope and like seeing the sunset. It's a nice thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I feel like I've been sheltering myself in the gym like all these years, and finally I get to work out and watch the sunset like a good 5 days in a row. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who are really taking advantage of working out outside right now are really enjoying like the nature part or the sunsets or just like being outdoors, and probably not really too anxious to get back into an actual gym unless like it's for like a specific reason, but enjoying outside while you still can.
That's true. That's very true. And I have been working out without weights or anything, just doing body works, calisthenics, body mechanics, that kind of stuff, really. So
you have all your equipment anyway, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have all my equipment in at least 2 gym bags, and I can haul them around when I need to. So
yeah. So
you know, I'm like the most portable trainer ever you can find. Trust me.
You bring the gym to you. You don't need a gym.
Yes, I do. Yes, and we just improvise. We just improvise whatever we can find around. I actually bought an axe for some of my clients, so we actually chop wood in order to. I'm sure you've seen the wood chopping video. So chopping a lot of woods. You know, I feel like the parks and recreation should actually pay us because we've actually chopped down a lot of trees so far.
Make that work for free, yeah. That's what it seems
Yeah,
like.
we have been. But that's what quarantine does to you. It makes you find new ways to work out. It makes you get like whatever comfort zone or element you're in. It helps you to expand. You know, think differently. Think outside the box for once.
Yeah.
So. Now I feel like I'm Rocky again. Like we have all my clients are like, oh, you're making us work out. We think we're in the Rocky movie or something, you know, because you have us chopping wood and you have us jogging on the beach in the sand and everything. But You know, if there's no gym, you have to improvise.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally just thinking. And I don't know. I guess maybe they've been sitting around because I know you weren't training. You said for a while, so maybe them not
Hmm.
training consistently. It's hard to get back into a rhythm and a routine again. And then especially if it's something they weren't like doing before, it's like you're already working to get back into shape, and now you're trying something new, and it's just like and it's probably gonna take them a minute to adjust, but I'm sure they'll appreciate the creativity because you can really, I mean, there's plenty to do using your surroundings. So you got endless possibilities of training.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah. Well, then, I guess when the gyms do open, besides when you have to train for people in the ring, are you in such a rush to get back in, or are you enjoying working out outside? Are you going to continue to work out when it gets cold outside? What are your thoughts?
So when it comes to like the gym opening, I'm not really crazy about the gym has to open as soon as possible. Health is important, you know, and if you're not alive, you can't train, you can't work out. And I personally do feel like the gym is a high risk area when it comes to the coronavirus
Yeah.
thing going on. So I'm not really for the gym opening ASAP. You know, if one person gets infected at the gym and they show up and they wipe their sweat or something and touch like a squat rack, that's like 10 people squatting back to back, you know. So I would just tell people to probably try to improvise still, you know,
Yeah.
improvise, try to work outside, trying to find like a physical activity you like, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
hopefully something that doesn't require a lot of people, like, you know, a huge group of people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so.
Yeah. It's sometimes it's a matter of just finding what you enjoy doing because I guess people like if they don't like working out or if they're used to the gym and they don't know what to do now, it's more of like there's plenty of things you can do to be physically active. It's just a matter of doing something that won't be so strenuous and so much of a chore, and that like you'll be working out and be having fun at the same time. That's what you mean?
Yeah, basically, you just you let your training be fun for you.
Yeah.
You know, you have to enjoy it. You know, so sometimes like if you can see why you're training, you might not enjoy the process, but you will enjoy the results.
Yeah.
You know, so I always tell my clients to like let that motivate them. You know, there's certain things you couldn't do a month ago and you're doing now,
Yeah.
and there's certain things, you know, there's always stuff that everything you have right now was once a goal. You know, so you just have to keep pushing.
Yeah. It's like you can measure your results. Like you can compare how you were a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. You can see the progress.
That's true. That's very true.
Do you have any advice for the viewers?
If you've been working out, do not stop working out. Try to find ways to, like I said, try to find your ways to make your workout engaging, make it fun. Um, Find a trainer also that's really good at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you're a trainer, there's a lot of people that need you right now because this is the time when people are like at home and they're not feeling too happy about themselves. Maybe they gained some weight during the pandemic and whatnot. And this is a time when people can be really motivated. So now is the time for us trainers to like step up.
Right. I like it. Any advice for the people who are trying to get, I guess, into a routine again?
Well, like I said, most likely there's an 85% chance that you probably don't have to go to work tomorrow. So you have all the time. If you didn't have the time before, you got it now.
Yep.
So you definitely have the time. You have the time. It's an opportunity. That's the only thing left right now.
Right. Well, I'm going to add, like I said, your Instagram anyway, but I know you added it in the beginning. So if people want to reach you for boxing or training sessions, they should just go to your Instagram, correct?
Yes. I'm gonna actually type it down again again so that everyone can get it.
Awesome.
These mosquitoes are killing me. It's like on my ear.
They're coming to get you.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll let you add that.
All right. I'm actually gonna type it right now, so that way.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. You did awesome.
Thank you, Emily. As that's my first interview with you, so it's actually my first time on Instagram Live. Actually, I've never been on Instagram Live ever.
Yeah.
Never.
I'm still learning how to use it. Besides these things, figuring
Yeah.
out.
So, what do you say? Sorry.
Figuring it out as I go.
Okay. All right. This is so unlike our chats on WhatsApp. Like.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming.
All right, Emily.
I will talk to you soon.
We'll catch up soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I learned something else. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I will be posting the video soon, and then if you want to reach out to any of these coaches, their information will be in the comment section. Have a great day, and be safe. Thanks for joining.